This is India. Majority of her people live in villages. So, the topic of rural education is of utmost importance. There is a difference between city and village students, not in terms of capability, but their environment, availability of infrastructure and resources, and access to quality learning tools. The foundation to turn India into a strong nation has to be laid down at primary and rural levels. Have we ever reflected on the condition of rural schools and the quality of education where 65% of India studies? The annual status of education report shows that even though the number of rural students attending schools is rising, more than half of the students in 5th grade are unable to read a 2nd grade textbook or solve simple math problems. The picture is not pretty, but all hope is not lost. There are committed people who are trying to build solutions for these problems. These solutions will help resolve the issues of rural education in India.
World has recognized India as an economic superpower. Urban India is shining. At the same time, teeming millions living in the rural area are struggling for two ends to meet. They have been deprived from eating the fruits of this progress. This is Bharat. There is difference between urban India and rural Bharat. We try to bridge this gap by supporting government schools and ashram shalas, by providing quality education to poor rural children. Let me tell you a story about this child Arvind. Once we were relaxing at home. A young boy of about 15 walked in to sell wild berries. He urged us to buy a few berries since he had not sold any that day. We bought a few berries and offered him 10 rupees. He refused, saying that he had given us berries worth only 2 rupees. But I insisted that he keep the money. Curiously, he asked us what we do. To keep it simple, I told him that we educate children. Immediately he said that my younger brother is very bright. Will you educate him? We said, of course, we will, and asked him to bring his brother along next time. But he was a little hesitant and said that probably his parents might not agree and asked us if we could go to his village and convince his parents. After a few days, we went to his village to meet his parents. They were very welcoming. But when we told his father that we would like to educate his younger son, he refused flatly. We could not force him, but I did ask him the reason for his refusal. He said that his younger son picked berries worth 5 rupees every day, and if they sent him to school, that income would be lost. We could understand his situation where money is a necessity for his family. Taking a last chance, I made him an offer. I told him, what if I pay you 150 rupees per month in exchange for your permission to educate Arvind? He had no reason to refuse, and this is how Arvind started his education. Today, Arvind is a graduate, and we are very proud to say that he works as a territory manager for a private company and earns a very good salary.
મારું નામ અરવિંદ છે. હું ઓલસ્ટ્રોંગ એન્ટરપ્રાઇઝ ઇન્ડિયા પ્રાઇવેટ લિમિટેડમાં જોબ કરું છું એઝ એ ટેરેટરી મેનેજર. આ પોસ્ટ સુધી પહોંચવા માટે મેઇન છે એ એજ્યુકેશન છે, અને એ એજ્યુકેશન થેન્ક્સ ટુ સિસ્ટર નિવેદિતા ફાઉન્ડેશન, ગુલાબભાઈ જાનિયા અને ઉષાબેન જાની. જો આજે એ લોકોએ જો મને એટલીસ્ટ સ્ટડી માટે પાથ ન બતાવ્યો હોત તો હું કદાચ આ પોઝિશન ઉપર ના પોસિબલ હોઈ શકે. ભણતરને લીધેથી સારી સેલરી છે, સેલરીને લીધેથી ઘર મેં લીધેલું છે, અને મારા બાળકોને સારી એવી સ્કૂલોમાં હું સ્ટડી કરાવું છું, અને જ્યાં સુધી ભણવું હશે ત્યાં સુધી હું એને ભણવા માટે પૂરતો સપોર્ટ કરીશ.
This is a true success story because Arvind comes from a very backward and poor community. But today, he is a role model for his family and other children in his village and community. Here we are. Let the wonderful work begins.
The School on Wheels project is inspired by Mahatma Gandhi's belief that education is the true solution for world problems. We believe that every child is divine and has the potential to become a conscientious citizen with high moral standards and a sense of responsibility towards the community. But for this, we need to create an ecosystem that supports this vision. Holistic approach to education, better school infrastructure, access to books and libraries, and hygienic surroundings are necessary. There are many fundamental roadblocks that our students face. The first is enrollment. Many surveys have been conducted to know why children are not coming to school. Some of the reasons are poverty and ignorance of parents who do not understand the significance of education. But one major cause is also poor quality of education. There is no joy of learning. Education is tedious and uninspiring. Also, we have observed that a lot of girls drop out of school because it lacks basic facilities like separate toilets. Our mission is to tackle these roadblocks by ensuring that every child completes education at least till 8th standard, improving the quality of education imparted, and achieving economic betterment through education. We aim to plug the gaps that exist in the delivery of high-quality education by addressing the issues with a holistic approach. This involves working with all stakeholders, which are the school administrators, teachers, parents, village community, and of course, the children themselves. For this, value education is the ideal solution. Our model is designed to physically reach out to communities that are economically challenged and lack proper infrastructure and resources for holistic education. We aim to provide amenities and expertise they need. The concept is to make education appealing and enjoyable by involving nature, society, industry, performing arts, sports, and social work. We strive for overall development of rural children. For this, we conduct a variety of activities in each school. Our focus is to expose the rural children to the latest education methodology. Value education is a broad term that we use for all our co-curricular programs because these add true value to the holistic development of the rural children. We hold 2-day theme-based reading workshops, which we call Vanchan Shibir. In this, we take more than 500 new books and 50 magazines to the villages. These not only cover the theme of that particular workshop, but also various other topics like science, lives of influential people, technology, comics, stories, etc. After they finish reading, we also have the children write and then recite a review of the books they have read. This has many benefits. The children gain confidence of speaking in public, and the other children get to know about the books they have not been able to read.
જો બાળ મિત્રો, અહીં એક પેરેગ્રાફ લખેલો છે.
Reading, writing, and counting are an integral part of how well students grasp and express the various subjects being taught.
શુદ્ધ વાંચન હોવું જોઈએ. તો વાંચન કરવા માટે કોણ આવશે અહીંયા પહેલા?
એક બપોરે સિંહ ઊંઘતો હતો. એ વખતે થોડા ઉંદરો ત્યાં રમવા આવ્યા. એક નાના ઉંદરે સિંહના શરીર ઉપર દોડાદોડી કરી.
Students of grade 3 through 8 should be able to read, write, and count properly. But many students lag behind. So to bridge this gap, we teach these to them through various techniques so that they can catch up with their class. Statistics say that 75% schools do not have scientific equipment, and sometimes even those who have do not use them effectively. So to encourage interest in science, we organize science-based programs wherein students conduct simple experiments based on a book called Vigyan Technology. They demonstrate these experiments to us and their peers using scientific equipments. This is also a way to judge the capability of children. We also donate science equipment and books if required. The biggest disadvantage that rural children face when it comes to going for higher studies is their poor knowledge of English language. It might hinder their progress and future prospects. So, to give them a fair chance, we hold language education camps where we teach them spoken and written English. Rural children do not have as much exposure as the urban children to the internet and television, and thus miss out on a lot of information which can help them progress. So, to prepare them for the future and to keep them updated with current affairs, we hold interactive talks about varied general knowledge topics and also quiz them to know how much they have grasped. India's IT sector is booming. E-commerce is thriving and it will create millions of jobs in the near future. But the maximum advantage of this job pool goes to the urban population. To give rural children an equal advantage and to better their future prospects, our young team upgrades the school staff and students with the latest technology. We have observed that rural children soak in all this information like a sponge and are in no way inferior to the urban children. All they need is proper guidance. A picture speaks 1,000 words. Based on this thought, we hold exhibitions of diverse topics in all our schools so that children can learn practically through images. The subjects of these exhibitions have been thoughtfully chosen after observing the various aspects that affect these children's lives. After the exhibition, our teachers discuss the subject with the students to give them a better understanding. This is particularly significant when it comes to sensitive topics like dyslexia, de-addiction, etc. Field trips are essential because vital learning happens outside the classroom. On these trips, the children see new places and learn about them. We also teach them about the importance of various insects, birds, and animals, and how all life on this planet is interconnected. This method of teaching has proven very effective because the children experience true joy of learning in it. A healthy body houses a healthy mind, and sports play a big part in keeping the children fit. We encourage sports competitions. It is really amazing to see how much potential the rural children have for sports. Also, it cultivates values like sportsmanship spirit, unity, and equality. We are very proud that many of these children go on to play at the district and state level competitions. The healthiest competition occurs when average people win by putting in above average effort. To encourage healthy competition, we arrange various competitions in all our schools. There are drawing and craft competitions which bring out the creativity of the children. Elocution competition gives them confidence of public speaking.
Mahatma Gandhi was born on October 1869 at Porbandar in Saurashtra.
ભારતને દિલથી ચાહનાર ભગીની નિવેદિતા આયર્લેન્ડના હતા. આયર્લેન્ડના ટાયરોજ તાલુકાના ડનગાનોન નામના નાનકડા ગામમાં ઈસવીસન 1867માં ઓક્ટોબર મહિનાની 28મી તારીખે તેમનો જન્મ થયો હતો.
While Sanskrit verse recitation, which we call Sanskrit Shlok Gan, connects them to their roots.
त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव.
The rural children have a natural aptitude for performing arts, which are deeply connected to the Indian tradition. But they do not get many opportunities to showcase their talent because most rural residential schools are very isolated. We encourage these students to perform before us or any guest we might take along so that they can understand the true value of their talent. The purpose of students creating handwritten books is to encourage their ingenuity and capacity to research. We are happy to say that these students have always amazed us with their ability to think out of the box and craft remarkable creations. These include lives of influential and famous people, spiritual and national leaders, environment, sports, nature, travel, etc. We do not inherit the earth from our ancestors. We borrow it from our children. We strongly believe in leaving behind a better world for the future generations. And for this, we have an ecological awareness program. In this, we plant numerous trees around our schools to improve the environment. All this is done with the involvement of students and staff to instill the values of environment conservation in them. The children of many village schools do not give importance to hygiene. Many are malnourished. So, one important topic that we cover is health education. In this, we talk to the students how being healthy can help them to study better. Also, we talk about cultivating good habits, importance of cleanliness and sanitation, benefits of physical exercise and nutrition. We have seen a noticeable change in the health and hygiene of these students after these awareness talks. In the villages, superstitions are passed down through generations. Because of this, many cheats take advantage of these simple people. But if the next generation is taught about how these fake godmen are deceiving them and their families, it will surely create awareness in the rural society. Our team shows experiments to the children to educate them how this so-called magic is done by using simple chemicals and the laws of science.
અહીં તમને કેવો પ્રયોગ બતાવું. ગોર બાપા હોય એ મંત્ર બોલી અને અગ્નિ પ્રગટાવે. આપણે બધા બહુ ગોર બાપા તો કેવા હોશિયાર છે, કેટલી બધી મંત્ર શક્તિ પ્રાપ્ત કરી છે. પણ હકીકતમાં એવું કંઈ હોતું નથી. એ અગ્નિ હું પણ અહીંયા ઊભો કરી શકું. મંત્ર બોલવાનો ઢોંગ કરીશ. ઓમ રેંગ નમ ગ્રીમ ગોરો કાલી કલકત્તા વાળી હો જાય તરફ જાય ખાલી.
In the modern education system, nourishment of the soul is often overlooked. Our Atma Shuddhi Abhiyan is an attempt to teach good values and morals to the children by involving them practically in the process. For this, we give them a booklet which contains 111 simple pledges, like being truthful, working hard, good habits and manners, de-addiction, and so on. The children go through these pledges, choose any 5, and take an oath to honestly honor them for a year.
હું લીંબડિયા મેહુલ મારા જીવનમાં કદી વ્યસન નહીં કરું. પ્રતિજ્ઞા લઉં છું કે હું ક્યારેય ગુસ્સો કરીશ નહીં.
હું કોઈની નિંદા કરીશ નહીં.
The intention is that a pledge taken for a year turns into a lifelong good habit. Most children in remote villages do not have access or means to get quality medical treatment. Moreover, their parents are ignorant and superstitious, which leads to delay in treatment, which can, at times, prove fatal. When we got to know about this problem, we initially partnered with Share and Care Foundation USA, and now with Yuva Pragati USA, and have been conducting the Youth Wellness Program for many years now. Youth Wellness Camp is the brainchild of Jayant and Dr. Yogini Shroff.
Last several years I have been involved with this Youth Wellness Camp activity. This is our 9th year. First year we had come here basically just as an observer, and we saw what kind of activity was being done here, and it really attracted us because it is an activity that is so much beneficial to the students who are in a very poor area, very rural area. The needs are acute. We decided that this is really an activity that we would like to participate in, and ever since then we have come here every year.
Doctors from USA come to India for a week and do a thorough checkup, which includes eye, dental, skin, ear, throat, etc. Also, they counsel the children if required. They also give talks about maintaining health in simple language that the rural children can understand.
એટલે કેટલી વાર બ્રશ કરવાનું? 2 વાર. સવારે અને સાંજે બધાએ બ્રશ કરવાનું.
They are very friendly and they always tell us what they want to become. And so many of them, when I ask them, they want to become doctors. And then I tell them that, okay, you study a lot, work hard, and then you will become doctor. Mostly the problems that we find is the malnourishment, in these children. They are little and very tiny as compared to normal average height and weight. And then we also find some lice problems and also some skin infections. These are the main problems that we see.
Once we diagnose, we put the abnormal cases in a side, and the Sister Nivedita Foundation follows up with doctors here, in the local doctors, and those doctors treat with the minimal charges. And the minimal charges come from the funding from Sister Nivedita.
For small problems and deficiencies, the students are prescribed medicine and supplements, which is given by the pharmacy team. But if the problem is severe and requires specialist care, our team follows up the case and arranges for specialist checkups, operations if required, and medicine. All this is done with no cost to the children or their parents.
Naina Shakaria, who was found to have a abnormal sound in the heart and needed the further investigation and workup, and the kid got the electrocardiogram and echocardiogram by which they diagnosed kid had a big huge hole in the heart, and that can be really repaired very well. And I was fortunate that I saw this kid again, and this kid really functioned well, and all the abnormal sound in the heart which was there has totally disappeared. And these are the cases which gives me a greatest satisfaction, and I feel that these kids, if they would not have got this attention and corrective action, they could have really been lost, and they would not have been able to function as a normal kid like any other.
Teacher training is one of our core focus areas because it boosts their professional skills and self-esteem. We started with 50 teachers in the first year of operation, but today the program trains 200 teachers every year. In addition to high number of students in class, rural teachers are at times overburdened with administrative and other duties. The teachers of residential schools are on duty 24/7 because they live on campus. This leaves very little time for them to upgrade themselves. So we hold special teacher training sessions where a specialist of the subject not only covers the technicalities of effective and innovative teaching, but also helps develop the mindset needed to understand and solve student queries successfully. Also, to celebrate excellence and recognize contribution towards the mission, we felicitate them with the Best School and Best Teacher awards each year. Through our extensive reach to rural schools, due to our sister Nivedita School on Wheels program, we have got to know that poor infrastructure in some of the rural schools negatively impacts the quality of education of the children there and ultimately the quality of life. With the help of donors, we have been able to improve the infrastructure in some of these rural schools, especially the ashram shalas, by helping them build water tanks, bore wells, multi-purpose halls, a library complex, and separate bathrooms and toilet blocks for boys and girls. After the devastating 2001 earthquake in Kutch, we could help rebuild 5 schools. Also, we have been able to provide computers, books, sports kits, water purifiers, library closets, and scientific equipment. We spread education awareness through counseling parents by arranging to meet them in various villages. The response is very encouraging, especially from mothers who now insist that their daughters should complete their education. More and more girls are being enrolled in schools, and they are performing very well in academic and extracurricular activities. This is the beginning of women empowerment. A social experiment that we did was to get students to teach their illiterate mothers to at least sign their name. This little thing that most of us take for granted caused a huge change in these women's lives. Most of them are daily laborers, and when they started to sign their names instead of a thumbprint, they reported that they faced less exploitation because the contractors thought they are educated. Usha Ben and Gulab Bhai Jani are a highly educated couple who were professors of economics before they founded the Sister Nivedita Education Complex in 1968. They both are well-known social workers and have been bestowed with several awards for their contribution to the society. While their core focus area is education and social reforms, Usha Ben also focuses on women empowerment and related issues. Their idols are Sister Nivedita, Swami Vivekanand, Mahatma Gandhi, Rabindranath Tagore, and Maharshi Aurobindo Ghosh. They both are gifted orators and writers and have a knack of feeling at ease with people of all ages and backgrounds. Their love for children comes across clearly when they visit rural schools and interact with the children there. Since 1994, the School on Wheels program has grown from 17 schools in one district to 88 schools that span across Rajkot, Jamnagar and Surendranagar districts of Gujarat. We started off with less than 4,000 children in the first year, but today we impact the education of about 20,000 children every year. We have impacted a total of 200,000 children since inception. Through our persistent efforts over the years, the joy of learning is returning to the lives of the rural children. Our programs have been instrumental in improving the quality of their education experience in school. Our signature yellow bus has become a source of joy and excitement for them. Also, because of improved infrastructure and other facilities like scholarships, more girls are going to school. the rate of dropouts has also decreased significantly. The use of modern technology can have a huge impact on the quality of education that the rural children receive. Our ambitious future project is to appoint an expert for each subject, make a video CD of the lessons, and distribute it throughout our network of schools. The ultimate goal is to make all this information available online as a free, open source so that the benefits extend to all. Also, once high-speed broadband is available in the rural area, we would like to set up interactive virtual classes. After 2 decades of operations and growth, School on Wheels is now poised to take the program to the next level. Your generous help and support can enable us to add new programs, expand the existing programs, recruit more teachers, add more schools, and cover more districts. We can get the best experts to train more teachers. We can give more scholarships, especially to girls, which will empower them. We can give more loans for higher education. We can create more audiovisual material. We can help provide better infrastructure and more educational equipment for schools. Also, we can reach out to Anganwadis and thus address the issue at the root level. The main advantage of the School on Wheels model is that it can be easily replicated. Join Sister Nivedita Foundation's education drive. Your help can change innumerable more lives.